are certain things that men write down that go against their base nature. Like, for example, premarital sex and certain things that no man in his regular mindset would write down and just say, yeah, don't do this, unless he was inspired by someone other than himself. So I would say, now is that absolute for proof for Scripture? Of course not. I mean, there would be much more that would be, and if we did a thing on the reliability of Scripture, but when it comes down to the Bible show is unique because every writer is just, in terms of the human writers, are held in just as much of what's the word I'm looking for, are bound to those laws just as much as they're the people that are going to eventually read those things. So, and I think that really, with that amount of agreement over that span of time, different countries, different continents, and so on, makes the Bible stand out versus a book like the Book of Mormon and the Islamic book, the Quran.
Yeah, let me, if I just briefly, I'm going to tag off O'Shea's comment. I'm going to ask myself a question and answer, if I may. It gets to the question, and I think what Jeremy is kind of basing this all on is the question, is God moral? And I think Jeremy would argue that God is moral by nature. The problem with that position is that in order for God to be moral, or to be the ultimate morality, or whatever term you want to use is, he has to be all-knowing. He has to be infinitely knowledgeable to know the consequences of all actions under all circumstances. The question is, as human beings with finite knowledge, and this gets back to the epistemology, how is it possible for human beings to know that God is infinitely knowledgeable? Wouldn't God only need to be more knowledgeable than man? It's as if a child were asking an adult, you know, why this and why that, and the adult answers all the questions, and the child coming to the conclusion, well, this adult knows everything. Well, the adult doesn't know everything. But there's no way for the child to know the extent of the adult's knowledge. There's no way for man with limited knowledge to say that God is all-knowing. That is a completely unsupported presupposition. And that is absolutely required in order for there to be moral absolutes.
I'd like to thank Dan and Jeremy for showing up today and presenting us with this debate. I think we could obviously go on for another 6 hours pretty easily.
Weeks.
But we are constrained on the amount of time we have in the room. We have to be out by 3 sharp. So I'd like to just say thank you and offer a few things. We have the donations up in here. Everyone wants to